Hi, San Mateo County residents. My name is Michael Stogner, and I am a private victims advocate, and I'm also the co-owner of San Mateo County News. Today is May 7th. Today the ballots in San Mateo County have been mailed out or being mailed out today as we speak. One of the races in the county is the race for sheriff. Your current sheriff is what I call illegally appointed on July 12th of 2016. But we can go into that later. Right now you have I wanted to talk about the media's role in protecting Carlos Bolanos from the average residents and the misinformation that has been promoted for 11 years now. I want to go back to April 21st, 2007 in Las Vegas. Carlos Bolanos, according to two Las Vegas Metro police officers, spokesperson Bill Cassell and Lieutenant Karen Hughes of the Vice Squad, both separately and independently and to several different media sources, reported that Carlos Bolanos was in fact inside the single-family residence located at 3474 Eldon Street. The very next, and he was detained as a customer of human trafficked sex slaves. He was not arrested, just detained, and he was released. The key question regarding his release is how many minutes was he detained? Carlos Bolanos has had 11 years to think about this. He could have easily solved this by answering questions 11 years ago. He chose a different approach. He chose, I'm not going to talk about this subject ever again. Don't bother asking me, blah, blah, blah. I now want to bring your attention to the very next day, so April 22nd of 2007. And Carlos Bolanos makes a statement. He contacts or is contacted by several media sources, radio stations, TV stations in Las Vegas. And he starts promoting a story about blaming it on the limo driver, that he asked to go to a massage parlor. He even goes to the what I call misinformation mode and produces a statement that is just ridiculous. And his statement was something to the effect of, well, here's his exact statement, I'm sorry. His statement was, there is nothing illegal about being in a massage parlor. Now that's absolutely correct. We all know that. The key to this story, and the key that Carlos knew, and so in effect he's lying to the residents of San Mateo County, and he's lying to the reporter at CBS 5 or CBS Las Vegas. If we can pan just a little bit, this is actually where Carlos Bolanos was caught and detained. It is a single-family house. The upper right-hand corner, so the front of the house, you can see there's bars on the front door and bars on the windows. The upper right-hand corner photograph is of a trailer that's put in the back so that the trafficked slaves can have more clients. And then the photo below is just the back window, and then the bottom photo is the back door with bars and another back window. So now what I want to do is bring you current. So that was what the house looked like. There's no sign, there's nothing massage parlor about 34 Eldon Street in Las Vegas, Nevada on April 21st, 2007. Carlos Bolanos knows that, and all of his elected official supporters also know that. They, for some reason, chose to promote a false story and not be interested in the 15-year-old minor that was found in that house. She was terrified, and any child would be terrified. Now, I want to bring you to May 2nd, 2018, just a couple days ago. This is the front page of the Palo Alto Daily Post, and the title is, "The Sheriff Talks About the Vegas Incident." Well, as it turns out, he doesn't talk about the Vegas incident, and it wasn't an incident at all. He was caught as a customer of human trafficked sex slaves, including children. That's what you have to remember, because none of the newspapers are going to tell you that. In this particular paper, the comment that they quote him on, he says, "I refuse to apologize for something I didn't do. I didn't do anything wrong." Well, I've worked as a private victims advocate for 19 years in San Mateo County. I haven't met one person that wants Carlos Bolanos to apologize for anything. What they would like him to do is take a lie detector test and put this subject matter to rest once and for all. We have reason to believe he was handcuffed. He was in a lineup outside. He was transported to the Las Vegas Metro Police Department. I have reason to believe that his detainment, that they make sound like it was just a few minutes, was much, much longer than that. So I am personally asking Carlos Bolanos to answer one question, and that is, how many minutes were you detained on the night of April 21st, 2007? That would solve everything. He complains about this being a burden on him, and I find that pretty disgusting, because he's not concerned at all about the burden of the trafficked women and children in that house that night. Matter of fact, he's never mentioned it. And he still pretends and wants to pretend and promote that he thought it was a massage parlor. That's nuts. And I think it's time that San Mateo County residents actually stand up and just do the right thing. This is not the kind of person that you want running an 800-person sheriff's office. The sheriff's office belongs to the residents of San Mateo County. It does not belong to Don Horsley, Adrian Tissier, and Warren Slocum. And with that, I'm just going to, and I also want to point out that this is one newspaper. The San Mateo Daily Journal did something similar. They actually endorsed Carlos Bolanos to the residents for sheriff. And they said that because Carlos Bolanos said that he was outside of the residents, that they believe him. And they also reported that there were later reports that placed him outside of the home the entire time. Now that's just nonsense. And myself and Mark DePaula have asked the editor of that newspaper to please supply those reports that they referenced in their endorsement. They have refused to do so. So the good news is the residents finally have a chance to elect their own sheriff. There are 3 candidates right now. Mark Melville is a candidate. You can just check his name off. And Heinz Puschendorf is a write-in candidate. So finally, San Mateo County residents, you have a chance to pick your own sheriff. Never mind the political people picking it for you. And let's not forget to vote. You can probably start voting tomorrow through June 5th. Thank you very much.